Hi, I'm Jennifer with ogforall.com. Thank you for joining me for Orton Gillingham coaching. Today we're going to talk about short vowels. I'm going to start first with our short vowel deck. This is not my prettiest deck. As you can see, this is one that is done on a computer. This is one that I wrote, but they both work. These short vowel cards in my deck have pictures with them. These are the first letters kids are learning. It just helps them correspond the letter with a picture. So we have A, apple. I, igloo. O, octopus. U, umbrella. E, Eskimo. So that's our short vowel deck. How do we teach these? The first thing is, in our scope and sequence, we do not teach A, E, I, O, U. It is A, I, A, E. A, I, O, U, E. And just to be clear, they're not taught all at once like A, E, I, O, U. It's M, A, S, B, and these are in between in our scope and sequence. The first two taught are going to be A and I, and you can teach these. I have about 6 different variations, but the main goal is to make sure that it is multisensory, it is heard, it is seen, it is felt. You have to write it, you have to read it, you have to say it, and that's all going to be very important. And I'll tell you ways to get those lessons in. These little cards I have are magnets. This is from my scope and sequence workbook, not the magnets, little cards. I have little mini cards in there. I cut them out and I put magnets on the back. I'll put links below to where the magnets are and to the workbooks. And there's 2 different ways we could do this. We can have cards, we can have vowel strips. One thing about these little cards, if you do them and you do put magnets on them, be sure and put a little tab so you can pull them off. I did not do that on these first 2, and you'll see me struggling a little bit. But once I just hung it off a little bit and folded it up, and now it's easy to get up and down. The reason that we teach, the order that we teach is important. I and E are taught very far apart for a reason. It is because of people like me from the South. I don't say, I'm gonna get that. I say, I'm gonna go get that very often. Just out of habit, it's my accent. People from the North might say the A and O kind of alike. That's why they're taught the way they're taught. I and E sound very alike, and so they're taught far apart. And we wouldn't put them on a vowel strip together either. You would maybe have them on a page together, and I'll show you that, but you would not have them on a vowel strip together. So let's just start with A and I, besides just our deck. Okay, so teacher says sound, student points to the letter that's making it. I'm a teacher or a tutor, and I'm saying A, student pointing to it. I, student pointing to it. Now, teacher says a word, student points to the sound. I'm going to say big, student point to I. I'm going to say bag, student point to A. Again, if you're using your vowel strips, same thing. Now we say teacher says word, and student says the sound out loud. So I say big, student says I. I say bag, student says ah. I say pig, student says I. I say pat, student says ah. Fourth way. Teacher says the word and student writes on a piece of paper the vowels, or in the air, or do it in a sand tray. You could do it in shaving cream to be fun. Teacher says the word, student writes the whole word. So you say fib, they write fib. You say bag, they write bag. But we do add in more vowels, and as we do, you know, ah, I, and then we move into and then we have a whole sheet of them. And we keep, as we add these vowels, first we do our groups of 2, and then eventually we have a whole sheet of them, and we still do the same thing. So now you say got, student point to O. You say butt, student point to You say pig, student point to I. You keep doing the same exercises, but you get more and more. It's cumulative. It's growing as you're doing it. When you can also, it would be fun to do with these little magnets to say, have these 2 and you say fab, and they have to put in A or I. They have to put in the right, keep picking it up. Again, be sure to put the little tabs. So that's another little thing you could do. Very important also to begin with, especially once you have the whole sheet going, reference sheet. Mine is ask if odd ed is up. I did that because this is the scope and sequence order. You can also do ask ed is Oz up. Fat Ed is not up. You can have it on a piece of paper. I just did this where I folded it like a little table tent. That is our lesson on short vowels. Be sure and subscribe if you don't mind. Just know that OG is a cumulative approach. It is not an easy approach. It is a thorough approach. So the multisensory part, I hope that's what I conveyed today. You want the kids to hear it, you want them to see it, you want them to write it. It's very important that they do all the three-prong approach. Thank you so much for joining me today.